The engine coughed once, then died completely, leaving nothing but the hollow sound of wind cutting through the frozen night. Snow kept falling, thick and relentless, swallowing the road inch by inch as if the world itself wanted to erase everything that had led to this moment. He slammed the hood shut harder than he meant to, breath fogging in the bitter cold, frustration tightening his jaw. This night wasn't supposed to go like this. Not tonight, not when he had already convinced himself that showing up would be a mistake. If you believe every story hides a lesson somewhere beneath the surface, take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Stories, because sometimes the smallest moments carry the biggest truths. He had almost turned back twice before even leaving the house. His daughter had been asleep on the couch, one small hand curled around the sleeve of his jacket like she didn't want him to go. For a moment, he nearly stayed. Dating again felt wrong in ways he couldn't fully explain, like trying to rewrite a chapter that still hurt to read. But people had insisted. It's just a blind date, they said. You deserve to move forward. He wasn't sure he agreed. Now here he was, stranded on a deserted, snow-covered road, the ticking engine cooling down like a countdown to giving up. He ran a hand through his hair, debating whether to call it a night. Maybe this was a sign. Maybe some things weren't meant to be fixed. Then headlights appeared through the snowfall behind him. A car slowed, tires crunching softly on ice, before stopping a short distance away. For a second, he hesitated. It was late, the road was empty, but then the driver's door opened, and a woman stepped out, wrapping her coat tightly around herself as the cold hit her. She looked unsure, cautious, but determined enough to walk toward him. There was something fragile in the way she held herself, like she had already had a long day before this moment. Snow gathered in her dark hair as she approached, clutching something warm in her hands, a cup, maybe coffee, now probably going cold. He didn't think twice after that. Without asking questions, without wondering where she was headed or why she'd stopped, he popped the hood open again. The familiar scent of oil and metal filled the air as he leaned in, flashlight clenched between his teeth, hands moving with quiet certainty. Fixing things had always been easier than facing them. Machines made sense. People didn't. The cold bit into his fingers, but he ignored it. He could feel her standing just behind him, silent, watching. Occasionally, he caught a glimpse of her out of the corner of his eye, her worried expression, the way she shifted her weight slightly like she wasn't sure if she should stay or go. Time stretched between them, filled only with the hum of the wind and the faint clink of tools. He didn't ask her name. She didn't ask his. It felt strangely natural, this quiet understanding between two strangers stranded in the same frozen moment. After a while, the engine finally sputtered back to life. He stepped back, wiping his hands on his jacket, a small breath of relief escaping him. For the first time that night, something had gone right. He gave a slight nod toward her car, silently letting her know she could go now, that she was safe to continue. But she didn't move right away. Instead, she lingered, looking at him like she wanted to say something but couldn't find the words. The snow had softened her features, the glow from the headlights casting a gentle light across her face. There was a hesitation there, something deeper than simple gratitude. He broke eye contact first. Because suddenly, without warning, he remembered why he had been on this road in the first place. The blind date, the one he had dreaded all day, the one he was now definitely late for. He gave her a small, tired smile, more out of politeness than anything, and closed the hood for good this time. Then he turned toward his own car, already pulling his phone out, ready to cancel. It felt easier that way. It always did, but just as he opened the driver's door, his phone buzzed. A message. He glanced at it without thinking. "I'm so sorry, I might be a little late. My car broke down on the way." His fingers froze. The world seemed to quiet around him, the falling snow suddenly louder, sharper. Slowly, almost reluctantly, he turned back toward her. She was still standing there, watching him now, her expression shifting as realization dawned at the exact same time. It passed between them without words, that strange, undeniable recognition that neither of them had been prepared for. This wasn't just a coincidence. This wasn't just a random act of kindness on a lonely road. This was the date. The one he had almost canceled. The one he had convinced himself would be a mistake. And somehow, before either of them had known it, before expectations or awkward introductions or forced smiles, they had already met in the most honest way possible. No pressure, no pretending, just two people, in the cold, helping each other survive a moment. Something shifted in his chest then. Not something loud or dramatic, but quiet, steady, and real. Like a door opening just a little after being closed for too long. He looked at her again, really looked this time, not as a stranger, not as an obligation, but as someone who had stood beside him in silence, trusted him without knowing him, stayed when she could have left. And for the first time that night, he didn't feel like leaving. If this story touched something inside you, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Stories, because sometimes the most unexpected moments are the ones that stay with us the longest. Before the story ends, comment below, have you ever met someone in a completely unexpected way that changed how you saw them? Because sometimes, the people we think we'll never connect with, are the ones we meet exactly when we need to. The snow kept falling, but it no longer felt cold.